Hi, everyone. My name is Suzanne, and today the Rails to Trails Conservancy team is coming to you to talk about Celebrate Trails Day, which is coming up this Saturday, April 26th. Celebrate Trails Day is an annual springtime celebration of America's trails that takes place on the fourth Saturday of every April. So mark your calendars now for this weekend and beyond. RTC kicked off the celebration back in 2013, and it's all about encouraging, everyone to get outside to experience firsthand the joy of trails, that fun, as well as their impact, their health, safety benefits, how they support the economy, and the many other ways that they benefit the quality of our lives. This year, we hope you will join us by spending time on the nation's more than 42,000 miles of multi-use trails, either by going for a walk, a hike, a ride, run, roll, or other type of self-directed fun, or by attending one of the many events planned by our amazing partners on trails across the country. Celebrate Trails Day is so much more than a day outside. It's also a day of action. And we hope as many people and as many places as possible will join us in showing up on America's trails to show and highlight how appreciated and important they are. And with that, I'm so excited to bring in my fellow team members to explore the celebration further. This is Elle Siegel, RTC's Advocacy Outreach Director. Hi, Elle. And then Jackie Lavelle, RTC's Western Project Manager. You all ready to talk about Celebrate Trails Day? All right. There's a ton happening this Saturday. So, Jackie, this is a tough question. We're going to start with you. Could you please tell us what you're doing to mark the day? We know that there are a lot of options out there.
So I'm here in Deer Lodge, Montana, and I am partnering with Powell County Parks Board, and we are hosting a scavenger hunt. Thanks to the assistance of our super talented GIS specialist at Rails to Trails Conservancy, we developed a phone-based scavenger hunt. So everybody just has to bring their phone with them. They scan a little QR code, and the entire scavenger hunt is on their phone. I don't want to reveal too much and give away clues for anybody who might be listening, but we are offering 3 different scavenger hunts at different levels. So you get to pick your adventure. And one of them is perfect for strollers, wheelchairs, skateboards, real small walk, and easy questions. And then it gets more difficult where you have to travel about 3 miles. The questions are a little bit harder. You have to have a little more endurance. And then the final adventure is probably only strong walkers, 5 miles. You can go on a bike, and they're really tough questions. All the adventurers get to pick if they want to do one or all of the adventures. And then we're going to do a celebration at the end at the local tap room and celebrate the winners together. And we have
That's
cool
a
prizes too, by the way. Great American Rail Trail, Parks Board, and thanks to Suzanne. Oh, there we go. Bike bells. So, yes.
Yes, those are fun. Yes, those bike bells are courtesy of our fabulous supporter, Miracle Bells. So thank you to Miracle for being a sponsor of Celebrate Trails Day. Jackie, it sounds like there's a ton of really fun ways to engage in Deer Lodge, Montana on the trail. What are some of the things that you hope people learn about the trails there?
So we have some really hard questions. They have to be very observant to be able to answer the questions. Even if you've hiked the trail a lot of times, I know that people have not paid attention. And I actually gave the scavenger hunt to our planner for Powell County, who had no idea that there were things like Tiffany glass windows in Deer Lodge, Montana, and really beautiful things for people to see and adventure while they're out there. So come one, come all. I think it's going to be a great time.
That's super fun. So you get to connect people with the local sites and destinations, but I also know that Deer Lodge is connected to something a bit larger, something that's in the works called the Great American Rail Trail. You want to share a little bit about the connection there?
Just last fall, we were able to do the ribbon cutting for the Old Yellowstone Trail, which is our 12-mile section of the Great American Rail Trail in Powell County. And it's super exciting because it's a partnership trail. It's not just Powell County, it's also the National Park Service is a partner, as well as the communities along the way. And the funding, a lot of the funding came from Superfund cleanup. And that to me is just an amazing story of like revival of this community, a place that was damaged by mine tailings and mine waste. And now people can go walk on this trail and enjoy the beautiful outdoors in the shadow of the Flint Creek Mountains and see bald eagles flying. So it's a beautiful trail.
Well, that sounds like such a fun way to celebrate on Saturday, but also to learn more about trails and its connections. All across the country, as I mentioned, there are fun events planned by our amazing partners to get you outside to experience these places, not only on those great local trails, but also around these great connected networks of trails, these great connected systems. So you can further understand and explore the impact of trails, but also get out and enjoy them and learn how they're helping to connect your region and community. So Elle, what are you doing? What are you planning to do?
Hi, everyone. I'm Elle Siegel, and I am thrilled to be working with some of our members and partners to help plan events across the country, as well as recruiting some of my family and friends to attend events. So I've been working with one of our members on an event in Tempe, Arizona. And that'll be really focused on bringing college students to come to trails and experience the trails in the vicinity of the university. So really thrilled to hear more about that event and all of the incredible local elected officials that are coming, the college students, business leaders, sort of civic leaders as well. So I think it's going to be a wonderful event. I've also been working with partners in Provo, Utah, on an event there, which I think is going to be really fantastic. There's been a lot of infrastructure in the broader Salt Lake metro area and Provo specifically. So really thrilled to hear about that. Also, recruiting my parents to attend an event in California that's been brought by our partners at REI. So thank you, REI, for your support. And then lastly, here in DC, gonna take my family out to experience some of the trails, probably the Capitol Crescent Trail on the Georgetown waterfront. So a lot going on and excited to have a wonderful day outside.
Yes, that sounds so much fun. And again, we're so thankful for all of our partners who are helping to make this celebration possible and bringing the opportunity to get outside on trails all across the country. So if you haven't already, please do make your plan for Celebrate Trails Day. You can visit our website, railstrails.org/celebrate trails day to check out an interactive map to help you find events, but also to learn more about those partners on the ground who are hosting these celebrations, as well as learn which of them are going to be providing beverages courtesy of Athletic Brewing Company, our premier sponsor of Celebrate Trails Day. So we hope everybody checks out all the ways to engage and take part in this great celebration. And I was wondering, I would love to hear from both of you. There are so many ways that trails make our lives better. And with Celebrate Trails Day coming up, what are some of the things that you're most looking forward to celebrating about your local trails, but also the trails around the country?
Do you want to start, Jackie, or I can start if you want. Sure. I mean, I just had a kiddo last year, and trails were already important to me, but they were so much more important to be able to get out and have some peace, some time to reflect, some time to bring my daughter out on the trail. And so I'm really looking to uplift and celebrate accessible trails where I could take my stroller and get out and explore, especially right now in DC. It's just incredible weather. So really looking to have some fresh air and celebrate with my family and experience the incredible quality of life that comes with living near trails.
Wonderful. Yeah, there's so many special moments that you can have on the trail. What about you, Jackie?
I'm going to build on what Elle said. Getting out with your family is so amazing. Montana is one of those small towns that as soon as you get outside, you go to the grocery store, you go anywhere, you run into your neighbors, and then it's an opportunity for you to connect with them and talk with them. And that's what we're hoping that this can be, and that people will get out there. They'll be doing something similar. Hopefully, they won't be too competitive, but getting out there and just being able to see their neighbors and enjoy that time in the fresh air and enjoying their time on those trails where there's no traffic, where there's no interruption, and they can just spend time and enjoy each other.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Yeah, we absolutely want as many people and as many places as possible to take part. The more the merrier, getting involved in this celebration. And we hope everybody will invite a buddy outside or bring their furry companion, what have you, your dog, or bring your kids, bring anybody. Just invite them out on trails because it does make a difference. And with that in mind, I was hoping to pick your both brains about why you think national observances like Celebrate Trails Day matter. Why do you think it's important to take time to celebrate these types of moments? We'll start with you first, Jackie. We'll reverse this flow.
No problem. So I'm a big believer in celebrating things that we often take for granted, but they actually represent a lot of hard work. Trails fall into this category because we love the time that we can spend on trails. We love being out on them. We love hiking. We love biking. But somebody had to come up with the idea for a trail. Somebody had to really uh, get the coalition around them to support the idea of a trail. They had to get it funded. They had to um, put that trail in and get the community to support it. And then somebody has to maintain that trail, pick up the trash and deal with the weeds or remove the snow in the wintertime. So it's important to take time to appreciate the fact that these resources, these community resources are available to us and they're free. And it's a wonderful, amazing thing, like we always think about, oh, having a telephone or a cell phone is something that we all have and we don't really think about connectivity, but having a trail is an important connection to the earth. And I think that's worth celebrating.
Well said, Jackie. Absolutely well said. It's important to take time to not only get out and enjoy and appreciate these spaces, but also all the people who make them happen. And Celebrate Trails Day is a great way to not only connect with the trails near you, but also the different organizations, groups, agencies that are helping to make them such fabulous places to spend time on. What about you, Elle? What do you think? Why is it important to celebrate?
Yeah, I mean, I'll piggyback somewhat off of what Jackie said. I think also recognizing, on the same tone that trails just don't kind of appear, that policy, advocacy, funding, federal funding, state funding has gone into building those. And I think something I reflect on as someone who lives in a place with a lot of access is there's a lot of communities that don't have access to safe walking and biking and trails. And so, using my position and my power here to advocate to make sure that every community in the country has access to this infrastructure because everyone deserves to celebrate trails and use trails really every day, whether it be commuting or a physical health break, mental health break, whatever it may be. Everyone should have access to trails.
I'll definitely applaud to that. And Elle, that was such a perfect segue. We mentioned earlier that Celebrate Trails Day is so much more than a day outside, although we're inviting everyone to join us outside. It's also a day of action, showing up for trails. What are some of the ways that people can support and advocate for trails on Celebrate Trails Day, but also, as you mentioned, in their everyday lives?
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, this is, I feel like the bread and butter of my position. So I'll try not to wonk out too hard. But I think it really starts out with uplifting trails as an important piece of infrastructure. So getting on social media, inviting your friends, highlighting the fact that this exists and that people should use them. And that there are people across the community from all walks of life that do use them currently. So sort of that everyday uplifting of the infrastructure. There's also great opportunities to weave in Earth Day. I'm thrilled to see in DC there's some cleanup opportunities, things like that. So really, local opportunities to have an impact on the ground. And then as you kind of get more interested in more advocacy efforts, inviting your local, state, members of Congress, your elected officials to come, I think is one of the most important ways to demonstrate the impact that trails have. So by bringing people to the infrastructure, having them see the impact it has both on commuting, on recreation, it's gonna have an impact on people who are able to make decisions that fund trails and have policy decisions that impact how easily trails are built, where they're built, etc. So really encourage folks to consider inviting those decision makers and just inviting community members in general, whether they be elected, appointed on various commissions, nonprofit leaders, just bring your friends, bring your community, and make sure people know that this matters.
Oh, that's absolutely correct, Elle. Yes, that first step, just getting out on the trail is so important. It really does make a difference. So love that message about just inviting everyone, elected officials, but also neighbors and friends to get outside and join you for the celebration of America's trails. It really does make a difference and it's impactful. Jackie, did you have anything you wanted to add about ways people can support trails in their everyday lives?
Yeah, we actually followed Elle's great advice and we invited every possible elected official that we could. We actually offered them the opportunity to speak at our award ceremony. And our mayor, our local mayor of Deer Lodge, James Jess, has said he will definitely be there. So we have had at least one local official say that they are coming. And I think that's such a cool thing, is for us to be able to celebrate. And the fact that the mayor wants to celebrate who the winners are.
Well, everybody who gets out on a trail is a winner in my book. Every day or any day on the trail is a great day. And we're really hoping that Saturday will be such a great day to really get everybody out there to appreciate and enjoy these spaces. One of our biggest hopes is that people will just have such a great experience, whether it's their first time on the trail or their longtime users, and that they'll want to make getting out on the trail, spending time out there, a bigger part of their everyday lives. Again, really to bring focus to just how fantastic these spaces are and how they make a difference in our everyday lives and how they're really essential to our communities. So, with that, I think my last question for you both is, what are you hoping people take away from the celebration? What are you hoping comes from Celebrate Trails Day?
I'll start. Um, I'm going to steal a saying that I hear a lot in Montana, that there's no strangers in Montana, just people you haven't met yet. And I think this is something that we all have in common, is this love of the outdoors. That's definitely something that people move to Montana for, or that they've lived 5 generations in Montana for. And I think this is one way for people to be on trails together. And I hope they get this sense of community and this sense of feeling that they're part of something bigger. So that's what I'm hoping people walk away with.
Love that. That's a
Yeah,
great saying.
I love that. I'm gonna say I think that reflecting on the idea that, we shouldn't take this for granted and everyone deserves trails in their community that are accessible, that are safe, that they can take their friends, family, kids out on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a yearly basis, however you want to use a trail, it's there, and that we need to work to increase the number of them and increase the connectivity of them.
Absolutely. We said the more people outside with us on Saturday, the better. Also, the more trails, more trail connections, the better for everyday lives. I know I'm really looking forward to bringing my pup out on the trail. It should be a great day. And even, it's April, so who knows what the weather will bring, but just getting outside, enjoying being on the trail this spring with people all across the country is just something really exciting and worth celebrating. And again, if folks haven't already, we hope you'll visit our website, railstotrails.org/celebrate Trails Day, to learn more about the celebration, to find different ways to participate, whether that's join one of the many events planned around the country, or, if you want to design your own day on the trail, that's great. If you want to go for a walk, ride, or just hang out, have a picnic on the trail, that's fabulous. Again, just getting out there, being a part of the day really adds up and makes a difference. And it's fun. And we hope you'll invite everyone to get out to join you too. I also want to take a moment to let folks know that if they do let us know they're planning to celebrate and learn more about getting some great giveaways, so please do, again, check out our website to learn more. But with that, I just want to say thank you so much to Elle and Jackie for joining me today to share a little bit more about Celebrate Trails Day, what folks can look forward to on the trails this Saturday. I also want to take a moment to thank our many partners, again, who are organizing all these really fun events and activities on trails to invite you outside across the country. It should be such a fun day. And then I also want to take a moment to thank our supporting organizations who are really just helping to add such energy to the celebration this year. Again, I want to thank Athletic Brewing Company, the premier sponsor of Celebrate Trails Day, Bob's Red Mill, Brompton, Cattrike, Earth Day Initiative, Green Sports Alliance, HBCUs Outside, iHeart, Latina Outdoors, Miracle, Nemo Equipment, Patagonia Old Town, Pocampo, REI, and our friends at Sarah's. Thank you for helping encourage folks to show up on America's trails and to make this year's celebration so special. And I also lastly want to thank everybody who's already planning to get out and celebrate Trails Day. We hope this little video today encourages even more folks to get out and join us on the trail. While you're out there, we hope you do let us know what you're doing. Please tag us on social media at Rails to Trails and use the hashtag Celebrate Trails. We'd love to share and showcase all the ways that people are getting out to celebrate trails this weekend. So thanks, everybody. We hope to see you on the trails.